Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. It is an incredibly sad day for me. I made quite the error in judgment. So, you guys know this Rem OP account where I was in like chapter 22 in 3 days or whatever it was. It was crazy. Like, it was so fun. Honestly, Rem is such a fun character. And, you know, I was playing it up. I was doing it the free-to-play way because I love testing free-to-play stuff. And I pretty much play all my accounts free-to-play. But this one, my full intention was as soon as the Rem went away, was that I would just go ahead and buy her from the shop and keep the push going because I was having so much fun. I didn't care if I wasn't free to play. I'm not too stressed about that. I just wanted Rem and I wanted to keep pushing a Rem account because it is a super fun experience. The error in my judgment was that this is on the test server and I have never tried to spend on the test server before. Turns out you pretty much can't. I don't know how. I've asked people. I've tried to figure it out. I've tried VPNs. I've tried everything just to spend my bloody $15 to get myself a REM copy on this account, and I can't do it. So unfortunately, we've completely fallen off on this account. I've barely played it over the last 2 days. This is where I was when I lost the REM. And I haven't been able to progress ever since. I tried swapping my Shimura for a Raku, thinking maybe I could do something, but I couldn't get to 30 signature item. I didn't want to do a Damon thing. Yeah, the account's just boned, essentially. Like, and this is the problem if you intend on doing one of these REM free-to-play pushes. You gotta understand your account's probably gonna be a little bit stuck unless you pick up Rem afterwards. It's sort of like a double-sided, double-edged sword. But you know, that's where we got to. Like I said, Rem was an absolute gem for this thing. You know, like I'm pretty much a meme with all the accounts that I make because I love playing through the early game. You know, we got Kiasma. I can test everything on Kiasma. He's an absolute legend. Lets me have full access to the account. And that's sort of my endgame testing done. I've got my free-to-play account on the test server, which is pretty decently pushed for a free-to-play account. It's not crazy, but you know, that's pretty well set up. So then besides those two, I just like experimenting, playing with different things. The thing I really enjoy about the early game is that it lets you experience characters in a different way because they often work very different to how they otherwise work at the end game when you're at high deficits. And not just at high deficits, because you can push early game at high deficits and characters still work completely different, especially when you consider things like having a power carry and stuff like that. But yes, it is sad to see this account go because I'm not playing this account now. I'm just too sad about it. I'm absolutely devastated. So that leads me into what should I do next? I'm thinking, bear with me. I'm thinking we start a fresh REM account on the global server, see how far we can push free to play, see if we can do better than this one in the 3 days of the trial, and then we buy the REM and we keep going. I have no intention of spending anything else than just the 1 copy of REM on that account, and then just keep going. Because I just, so my thing with free to play versus spending and stuff like this, and everyone's different, but I always find that not buying resources makes the game a bigger challenge, and I enjoy that personally. But I'm definitely happy to pick up the REM so that I can fast track that obtaining of her, because she's an absolute savage in the early game. Yeah, like honestly, I can't say it enough how cool she is in the early game. Now, Amelia is also amazing, but Amelia is more end game. Rem becomes tricky end game because of survivability. Literally, like Rem the whole time through, it's literally all about just keeping her alive. Like, that's all you care about. Like, you just need to get her to ult. Hopefully the enemy team doesn't have a Brutus that then goes and kills you, and it's GG's from there. But honestly, like, the animations, the everything, this whole collab has been so good, and I grinded so hard. I did like all the peaks at times. I'd never do all the peaks at times. you know, I spent every waking minute on this account for 3 days, and I'm laughing because otherwise I'm gonna cry. I did not expect that I wasn't gonna be able to pay $15 on the account. But yeah, we're beyond the point of saving it now. Even if I can figure it out, I even tried an iTunes account, doing the iTunes account thing and trying to get that. I tried VPNs, Android, creating a new email. I tried absolutely everything, but no matter what I did, it says not available in your country. And there's a lesson to anyone. If you're trying to play the test server you want to spend, well, most people besides me like content. I like the reason I always play on the test server is because I like accounts that I'm actively playing to be on the test server, just because then I'm always looking at whatever's coming out on the test server so I can get it as soon as possible and share the info with you guys. But you know, I do have my free to play account that I'll maintain over there. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to lean into the idea of doing a REM account on the global server. I just think the time has come that is what we need to do. Now, as for Amelia, like I said, I did lose the REM and I still had the Amelia. I tried linking to the Amelia to get her as the carry. It just wasn't working quite as well. I mean, Amelia, and I made a whole video on it, like her damage potential was absolutely crazy. As like a supportive damage, more of a control-based damage dealer with also the healing, the energy regen, all that sort of stuff. But in that early game, I found she just struggles to finish. She's more of the supportive damage, even though she does some games have like, you know, 50 to 75% of the damage that Rem does. I just don't think she works just the way that Puck goes away and then she can't do it. But don't get me wrong, with the bug where if one-on-one freeze infinite, like if you get that to work, it can take you places. But in general, Rem is just an absolute savage in the early game. And I'm just rambling because I am so sad that I messed that up, because I was G'ing it on this account. We'd done 20 Stargazers, got 2 copies of Lucretia, the guaranteed, and one other one. We'd pulled the Awakened Brutus. Like, we were set. Like, we had 5 mythics in 3 days. Like, you don't do that on not. Like, the RNG on this account was insane. Now, the Chimera, getting the Ascended Chimera wasn't too hard because you do get a bunch of free copies of Chimera, but getting the other units to mythic as well on top of that, I was so pumped with that. But yeah, we couldn't do it. Anyway, guys, that was my ramble session. Just trying to stop myself from crying about the end of this account. But take 2, 3 more days of grinding my face off on a global server. Let's go. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I'll look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.